Bueno, gente, acá de nuevo con el Call of Cthulhu. Habíamos llegado acá a la isla, muy linda, pacífica isla. Y vamos a ver, tengo dos misiones secundarias, dos objetivos secundarios. Ir al bar y hablar con Bradley. A ver. Me había dado. Me había dado uno. Vamos a dejar ahí en chamullo. Me había dado un skill. Esto yo no sé si... esto como va cambiando. Pero bueno, ya lo vamos a ir viendo. Al puerto de Darkwater. Sí, va. Espera, las misiones tengo que ir a ver. Hablar. Vamos a salvar. Está lindo, me gusta la escenografía, el ambiente. ¿Puedo agarrarla esta? No. A ver.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
La prohibición será del alcohol. La prohibición del alcohol será. Hay gente simpática. Qué agradable sujeto.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Y vamos a usar esto, vamos a contestarle esto, ya que tengo buen puntaje en elocuencia.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey.
Napa.
You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision, was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was then.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
Copado.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
No, vamos a mantenernos secos, no por las dudas.
That'll be all for now.
Bueno, ya fui al bar.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people...
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young...
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the...
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the news.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
I had the wing of the girly boys. I was with a man of fire.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Well, there is
¿Qué dice acá?
And the weather is rough, and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here. I'd sooner be snug in a dead-fall pub, drinking of strong beer. If I had the wing of a girl, me boys, I would spread the men fly home. I'd leave all Queensland's icy grounds for not right well there is no. And the weather is rough, and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here. I'd sooner be snug in a dead-fall pub, drinking of strong beer. If I had the wing of a girl, me boys,
Sí, aparentemente se estaban quedando sin ballenas y estaba medio complicado y bueno, cazaron a esta ballena, parece bastante importante por lo que puedo entender acá. Y bueno, nada, fue un evento emocionante, se ve. Si bien no creo que pasen muchas cosas emocionantes acá, pero bueno. Este muchacho, ¿quién es?
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Sí, como que está medio...
You have no right to treat us like this.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Vamos a ver, hablar con la esta pareja más peligrosa, no peligrosa no, sospechosa por lo menos.
What you looking at, stranger?
I'm just passing by, sorry.
Let me drink, stranger.
Bueno. Y, no, espera. Bradley, no, Bradley. ¿Quién es Bradley? ¿Quién es Bradley? No, Finroy no, después. Voy a hablar acá, a ver qué pasó.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job. The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Dicen que esto haya muerto es una mala señal.
Damn stupid idiots.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
Está bien.
Oh, yeah? It's a sign.
Y todo el mundo me está recomendando que no me acerque al almacén ese, así que... ¿Qué saben ellos? ¿Qué saben?
We're already in trouble.
Come on, can we sort this out? You can see he's half drunk.
Bueno.
There's nothing to sort out. Your
There's nothing
chum
for you here
wanted to
either.
Stir us up.
Beat it.
But you can stay to watch if you want. You can pick up the pieces.
Come
Bueno.
on, you bastard. You'll see what a true sailor.
Muy bien. Así que vamos a hablar con el capitán. A ver qué me dice. Muy buen hombre. Lindos binoculares. A ver, vamos a saquearlo un poco.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Bueno.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
¿Te parece?
Fishing equipment. Huh. Could do with some rust remover.
Ok. Un bañito, bien.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla.
Qué lindo.
It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Qué lindo, como me encantan estas. Esos libros me van mejorando aparentemente el skill ese o habilidad. ¿Por qué sale el humo de afuera? Bueno.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
A un familiar.
What a macabre souvenir.
De recuerdo. Bueno, vamos a hablar acá.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck. I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're...
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Hay algunos datos tachados. Bueno, ya se fue, qué rápido.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Y a ver, vamos a preguntarle sobre
I'm looking for Warehouse 36.
esto.
Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
¿Eh?
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
Aparentemente alguien tachó lo que la mercancía, lo que comerciaban, pero también las fechas.
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
No, a ver acá.
I was looking at your photograph, the one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Sí, sí.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Ya la vimos. Ya la vimos. Eso de aquí.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
Sí, hay, o sea, hablan mucho el tema de la mitología, de animales, criaturas de las profundidades, así que sí, bueno, obviamente, ¿no? Con el título del juego. A ver.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Sí, ya, ya lo vimos ahí en la pared sobre. La atrapada milagrosa sería, vendría a ser la traducción. O la pesca. No, la atrapada, sí. Who is cat?
I
A
found
ver.
a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Una mina llamada Cat será la mina que estaba ahí fumando, capaz. La simpática esa. ¿Dónde? No, sí, está por allá.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Ah, mirá. Sí, se ve que charlar, chamullar y demás, A ver, vamos a... Voy a poner un punto más acá, así llego al 2, al nivel 2. Ya entendí. Estos dos solamente pueden ser mejorados encontrando cosas. Artefactos, libros, como pasó que agarré 2 libros de medicina y bueno, algo subió. ¿Dónde subo? A ver. Vamos a meternos acá. No, yo sí quiero estar. Bueno, oculto. Claro que lo puso en oculto. A ver, no sé, algún bicho o algo raro. Bueno. Ahora vamos a...
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
Ah, me dejaron pasar.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
What could have done so?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
A ver, buen hombre. Un poco rara la danza, el hilo ahí. ¿No se van a enojar si hago esto?
Damnation, I broke it. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
A ver quién es este muchacho que está acá. Bueno, qué lindo lugar para poner una casa, No tengo la sensación que voy a ir ahí en algún momento. Allá arriba no sé si habrá algo.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
No sé, calculo capaz que en algún momento tendré que hacer algo con esas lámparas. acá. No, ni bola. Esta.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
How can I be the one who defaced your saint? I've just come ashore, you idiots.
That's true. We're as drunk as lords.
You bet. You could have gone by without us seeing you.
Do not rile me. You can hardly stand up.
He's right. We're no match.
For the moment. We're annoyed. It's understandable.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
Se ve que sí, son mafiosos, no sabe que están tramando.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
He wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of your time.
Listo.
We'll see you later.
A ver este chabón que está acá.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
What's the difference between a police officer and a private detective?
The badge?
Exactly. Apart from that piece of metal, there's nothing that sets us apart.
You think so?
We're looking for the same thing, you and I.
Okay, spare me the next verse. I'll tell you what I know. There are sailors who think that there's a beast prowling around the docks. Then again, these guys panic at the thought of bringing a rabbit onto a boat, so...
I see.
And there are others who would like to use the warehouses for their goods.
Who are they?
Sorry, I really can't talk about them. Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
Esta es supuestamente entonces el almacén. Bueno, vamos a finalizar ahora acá y bueno, nada, seguimos en un ratito, ya continuamos. Hasta luego.